Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another reading for the week. I'm recording this on Sunday, the day before I release it. It is a sleepy Sunday for me. I hope that you've had a lovely weekend and that you are having a great start to your week. And hopefully this reading serves you in that and helps you set your week up right. So I have been guided to ask today what the biggest challenge or obstacle is that you're currently facing and what the solution or the next steps or the guidance is around that for you in order to move through it and alchemize it and shift it. So that is what I'm going to look at today. And as always, if you're ever interested in a personal reading, you can find the link to book those in the notes on YouTube, the Book Now button, or the link in link in bio, Sleepy Sunday, link in bio on my Instagram profile. Okay, let me tune in here and see what comes through. Okay, so I'd like to see a picture of the current challenge or obstacle. So there's this, the picture that's opening up is a large stone wall, dark gray stone, really, really, really tall, like an impenetrable sort of castle kind of wall here. And I see you banging on it with your hands, and then there's many other people surrounding you who are also banging on it with their hands. So what is this about? Again, it's interesting because I guess this shouldn't be a surprise, but it's a shared obstacle that many people are, like, we're all kind of facing together in this picture. So can I get some detail? And as I look more closely at the wall, I don't know what this is yet, but I'm seeing words, letters, numbers sort of like falling down, looks kind of matrixy, like falling down the, cascading down the surface of the wall. It's like all of this information that you're trying to weed through, break through. It's like a lot of noise. All of these digits and letters, and it's like it's in front of you, but you know that it's in the way of what's on the other side of this wall. You know that this information or this data or this, whatever these things are on this wall that's in your way is in the way of what's on the other side. So can I get more detail about what this information is, this obstacle that's in the way? Well, okay. I laugh because I do these readings and I'm like, am I just doing these for myself? But it's for all of us because we have a shared experience. So it's all kinds of information about this is how you do it. This is what you do. This is what it looks like. This is how you're supposed to do it. This is what's right. And, I'm just being shown like the catalog of information like that on the internet, where there's always somebody telling you the right way to do something, the correct way to do something. And there's so much of that noise to weed through. And I'm seeing it across all realms. So it's like, first thing that comes up is parenting, like the right way to parent or to, raise your child. It comes up in business. It comes up in relationships. It comes up in gardening, literally every area of life. There's so much information that we receive from outside of us about the right way to do it. And there's the way that you're banging here, that everyone's banging in this picture, there's a frustration with it, but the piece here is that there's a knowing that that's not it for you. Like there's a knowing that there's something on the other side that you're actually trying to get to. So let me just get some insight into what's on the other side. It's like this picture perfect, crystal clear, like quiet, blue, sunny day. Like birds chirping in the background. There's no, other than that, there's no noise. There's just clarity and ease. And it's just you there. And it's space to actually take in the experience that you are having, to actually, it's like you're gathering data. That's the way, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but like gathering data and information on your own life, being in your lived experience. That's what's on the other side of all the noise. That's what's on the other side of all the noise, is your ability to have your life first person, in real life, experiencing it firsthand. And when it's that way, the choices that you make, the decisions that you make, the actions that you take are informed by your life, your experience. And what I'm seeing is when you're in that space, it's like you look back towards this wall and it's still there, but it's not this stone. It's not this dark gray stone. It's sort of translucent, and you can still see the information that's sort of cascading down. It's like you still can access it. You still can see it. And it's almost like it's like, oh, well, that piece is interesting. Maybe I'll try that. Pick and choose, take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't. There's a separation on the other side of this wall, rather than it totally blocking you from having your own space or having your own life. It's like you can tune into it and pick stuff up when you want to, or if you like to, but it's not the thing that's running the show. So how is this showing up for you? Is there any information around that? It's just a lot of questioning, internal mind chatter, questioning, second guessing yourself. Is this the right way to do it? Should I be doing it this way? Is there a better way to do it? What does so-and-so think? They're doing it this way. Maybe I should do it that way. It's a lot of comparison. So it's keeping you stuck in the mind loops, in the thoughts here. So what is the next step? What is the guidance here around how to move through this energy? I don't know what this is yet, but there's a picture of this, kind of looks like a lotus flower, but it's a little more flat. It's sort of this golden brown hue, and it's like in the ground. It's very large, wide in the ground. And you're sort of tracing the petals of it. This flower, it's like the depth of your life. I don't know why I'm wanting to say like the meatiness, the juiciness, the humanness, the rawness, it's earthy, right? It's like, it's in the earth. Yeah, I don't know a better way to describe it. So what is this? How is this the next step? Why are you tracing it? It's like, as you trace each petal, it's almost like the flower then extends into the piece that you've traced. So it's like you're making it bigger and bigger as you go. So how is this the next step? And there's lots of stuff going on around you, but your focus is on this flower and the tracing of this flower. And it's the trusting that as you live out your experience, you're creating the answers that you're looking for. It's a creation. It's not a mathematical solution, equation. There's a right answer for this. It's an unfolding creation, a blossoming that's happening in your life. And the leaning into that is what's happening here. So how is this the next step? What are some ways to do this? What's the guidance here? And I just see you, and ask what the guidance is. I see you kind of like tipping forward and almost diving headfirst into the center of this flower. It's like diving headfirst into the center of your experience. being with you. It sounds simple, but I think we all know that that's harder than it sounds, but it's being with your emotions, being with the unfolding of the day-to-day. What do you get to have when you do that? You're creating it for yourself. You're creating the story, the life, the outcome for yourself, rather than having it be created for you by information outside of you. That's the thing. It's like you're taking your life back into your own hands by going into your experience rather than like receiving answers from outside or taking in answers from outside in order to inform you about what's right. Is there anything else to know here about this? And I see you kind of like bathing in this flower as if it's a swimming pool and getting this kind of like warm golden brown tone all over your skin. And it's just like the reveling in your life, the getting muddy, the getting messy, the getting like juicy and raw and in it. And that looks so fulfilling for you. It's kind of the feeling of like when you've been on a really long hike all day and then you get home and you sit down. It's that feeling of fulfillment, energy used up, but in a really satisfying way. When you're behind this wall and just sifting through this sea of information outside of you, you're projecting about or planning for your experience. You're trying to problem solve for your experiences rather than actually being in them and letting the experiences themselves teach you. And that's where real wisdom comes from. That's wisdom. You can learn facts and knowledge from anywhere. But real embodied wisdom comes from that, from the living of your own life and your own experience. So is there anything else that would be supportive for you as you move through this challenge this week or in your life whenever you're watching this? Anything else to know, guidance for moving forward? That it's okay to take in information from the outside. We have to do that to some degree. It's okay to learn and to use things from other people that work for you. But ultimately, it has to be your choice. Like you have to run it through your own system. You have to run it through your own authority. Don't do something just because someone else told you to do it. Run it through your system, run it through your body, run it through your heart, and feel into, is this aligned for me? Am I doing this because I want to do it or because I think I should or I'm supposed to? And that the should and supposed to is what keeps you lost in the noise of this wall of just like ones and zeros and blah, 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 blah. The deciding for yourself is the creation of your life. It is the active participation. And it's even though it's challenging, it's a much, much more fulfilling experience to go about it that way. Okay, is there anything else here? And it's showing me a picture of, it's like you're handed a rose and there's a thorn on the rose. So like the rose itself is really beautiful and then the thorn kind of pricks you a little bit. And there is pain in the pursuit of, I want to say beauty, but not in like a aesthetic way. There's pain in the endeavoring towards something that's meaningful. There's pain in the moving towards the blossoming of something, the fulfilling of something, the beauty of life that you're seeking. So what's important to know about that? But it teaches you the preciousness of that beauty, of that fulfillment, of that blossoming. And when you learn to work with it, then I see you kind of, it's like you take your scissors and you have your gloves on and you're making a bouquet out of it. It's like when you learn to work with that pain by using the gloves or the, whatever, how to handle it, you can create something so beautiful in your life. You can create a life that is so beautiful when you lean headfirst into it, when you don't run away from the pain or the feelings or the itchy, sticky stuff. And that's a lot of what the solution, looking at the wall, is for, is trying to find solutions to the uncomfortable stuff. But it's living through the uncomfortable stuff that brings the wisdom and the fulfillment. I needed to hear that. I hope that this message is supportive for you. If it is, please let me know. I love hearing how these readings resonate with you. You can share that in the comments or send me a message. And I invite you to share this with anyone in your life who you think might benefit from it as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, for being here with me. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next week.